I'm going to call the Blackstone Millville Regional District School Committee meeting for May 28th to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll do introduction of members.
I'm Steve Tringali from Millville.
Brian Faulkner, Millville.
Georgette Jarrett from Blackstone.
Diane Robin, Blackstone.
Wendy Greenstein, Blackstone.
Erin Banaco, Millville.
Dr. Perry Davis, Superintendent of Schools.
Bill Chaplin, Blackstone. So we have a short meeting agenda. I am going to open it up with
Public forum.
public forum.
All right, you guys ready? That's us. Okay, you guys sit here.
Feel free to pull another chair up.
Yeah, pull the chairs up if you need.
Oh, we're good. I'll just stand behind them. That's fine.
No, we have extra chairs.
Okay,
Use some
good.
chairs.
All right. Okay. My name is Edie Faulkner. I teach 5th grade at Millville Elementary School, and I brought with me today Nick Kirby and Julia Normandin, and they're very famous authors today. They were published. In April, they submitted poems to the American Chemical Society for their Chemists Celebrate Earth Day National Poetry Contest, and the theme was Wonders of Water. And we got invited yesterday to Fitchburg State College, where they were acknowledged that they were the first place winners in the state of Massachusetts. And then we found out yesterday that Julia was the 2nd place winner in the nation. So her poem went down. I still have the chills when I say that. Her poem went down. So her poem went down to Washington, D.C., and she was chosen 2nd. There were 300 poems submitted locally, and then from that, 15 poems were submitted nationally. They won a $30 Amazon.com gift card yesterday, each of them, and a T-shirt, Future Falcon for Fitchburg State. And Julia, they tell me there's a check in the mail for Julia for $150. So she won $150 winning the national contest.
Nice job.
And I am just so proud of them. And they brought their poems with them to read tonight. Nick, you want to start?
Okay. Water by Nick Kirby. Flowing ever slowly, going continuously. An open ocean in front of me. Cutting through the ground ever thin. Against rocks it will forever win. A part of a happy dream, beautiful in the sunlight and its breathtaking gleam.
Good. Julia?
Hate Water by Julia Normandin.
Nice and loud, because I don't know if they can hear it.
Hydrogen.
Oh, wait a minute.
Hold on a second.
Hydrogen, the first element, gas. Oxygen, number 8, the gas we breathe. We need 2 hydrogen atoms plus 1 oxygen atom, and it equals the majestic, the important, the beautiful, clean water. Drink it, swim in it, it's water, beautiful water.
Nicely done.
If you go to the website, the American Chemical Society, Julia's poem is actually on their website, and it shows all the different winners. They're from Kentucky, Puerto Rico, Philadelphia, and Millville is right there. So I'm really proud, and we wanted to share that with you, and thank you for taking the time to listen to us.
Fantastic.
Great job.
Wait a minute, you have time for questions? Questions?
Questions? This is public forum. All right.
We ask questions in public forum?
He's going to ask really hard questions. We're ready, go.
So water, where'd you come up with the subject? Oh, never mind, I looked outside, it was raining. No, just kidding.
Because
The theme of the waters of wonder.
Oh,
The wonders
okay.
of water.
The wonders of water.
Yes.
All right, good.
That's fine.
Did you get a chance to tour the facility up there at Fitchburg State?
No.
Thinking
but-
about a
Well, we
future
did get lost a
opportunity?
little, so.
Yeah, so you go to the present.
By accident, you did?
And Julia loves science. She can't wait for science. And this is the first student I've ever had that has a real lab coat. She got it for Christmas, a real lab coat. It's very cool.
I just
Yeah.
want to say congratulations, that's great.
That's
And
great.
Thank you.
it's good to show your creativity, and, you know, hopefully that love for chemistry will continue to grow as you get older.
Yes.
And win money.
And there's a couple of Fitchburg Falcons up here.
Really?
I'm a Fitchburg Falcon from
Oh,
1990.
we should have wore the
I
shirt.
just learned that Miss Greenstein is also a...
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Great.
And
Yes,
look how
we
they
were,
turned out.
We were in
huh?
the Kent
Look how we
Recital
turned out.
Hall.
Hope you do better.
Do you know the Kent Recital Hall?
But
That's where we were.
these things are the best. I love when the kids come to the meetings. You know, the poem is on their website. Can we put your poems on our website?
Yes, we're going to send that to Mrs. Arquette and Mrs. Desai.
Great.
Yes, so they're going to put that up.
We'll put it up.
Good job.
Absolutely.
Proud.
Great,
Yes.
good job.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Well done.
Keep it up.
Thank you. Get your back. Thank you.
I'll explain what's in the back.
Anyone else, public forum? Okay, so we have one item to recertify our budget as a result of the Blackstone Town Meeting last evening.
I just want to, in your packet, the budget is essentially the budget of May 8th, but last night, the Blackstone Town Meeting, with a vote of 288 to 94, voted to transfer the $400,000 in additional contribution. So the reflection now is to recertify this budget, and there are a series of motions that we have to have, but then you'll notice on the letters that go to the respective town treasurer collectors, under item A at the bottom, there's a comma, and it says, as voted by town meeting on May 27, 2014, to reflect the vote in the town of Blackstone relative to our assessment. Remember, the town votes the assessment, but now we have one town approving our assessment, and Millville at its prior town meeting did not approve a transfer, and therefore the assessment that they approved is less. So now, we are now recertifying back to Millville for the purpose of notifying them for reconsideration of the original budget and assessment that went on. I just want to call to your attention that when we recertified this budget, we had moved up the number for regional transportation because the house number came in. I noticed last night when I got home and looked at the omnibus for the town of Blackstone, they still had the old number on the transportation, not reflecting the number in here. So there's a float in the number because of that adjustment we made on the transportation. But because we recertified it with that number, there's about a $12,000 float for Blackstone, and in Millville it's slightly under. I didn't bring the number. It's like 4,500. All right, but it is still viable in terms of that. Okay.
So just so I understand.
We're asking for the same amount.
Right, but the number, the transportation number that we submitted to them did not get translated into their
Correct.
budget last night?
Correct.
Okay.
Right, because in the omnibus in Blackstone lists the exclusionary cost, as opposed to the one in Millville, it just said Blackstone Millville Regional Assessment and Capital. But in Blackstone, there were 3 separate lines to do that. All right, so the request still remains the same, but it is as a result, just to call it to your attention in terms of that. So tonight's activity, I also included in your packet the law in the memo from Harold Gould, your legal counsel, relative to Mass General Law, Chapter 71, 16B, relative to how to deal with a regional budget that's been approved by one town and not another, as to how to proceed. I did speak with town council when I was at Millville Town Meeting, and I spoke last night to town council from Blackstone. I'm suggesting that our council, Mr. Gould, speak to the respective town councils so they review the law together, so that everybody's read of that is the same in terms of how we're proceeding. Because again, at this point, we have one town accepting the assessment by their vote last night, and one town that did not. So Millville's action is not consistent now with Blackstone's action. All right, so that's where we find ourselves at this point, relative to where we are. The only other thing, and again, we had this discussion, the Senate budget has a little bit more money in transportation, but they're probably not going to get to the budget. It was supposed to come up for a vote. I didn't see something today but then it goes to a joint conference committee, because that number's different. And the game plan, at least, and the source that I checked, they're still looking to get the budget approved in June to send to the governor. So respectively, we can't take any more action on aid, because at this point, we already went with the high number from the House. To go to the higher number in the Senate only exposes the district. If it doesn't happen, you've taken an overestimate on a revenue, okay? In terms of where we are. So what's before you are those series of motions that state the budget. The dollar amounts are the same from the last time that I took you through this exercise, and then I will, on your behalf, prepare the letters to the respective treasurers, certify them, stamp them, and get them to the respective town halls, along with multiple copies for the Finance Committee and the Board of Selectmen, and anybody else that wants to look at it. I will get them over there tomorrow to the respective town halls.
And that would be via paper, not email.
Oh, yes, it has, well, the official one has to, by regional agreement, I have to send that by certified mail, but we actually go to the town hall, but I do comply with we put one in the certified mail to the respective towns, and we obviously deliver them to the town halls. But we follow the requirements in the regional agreement, all right? So the motions, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 motions that need to go on. And I told Monique she didn't have to be here tonight, so just let me hear who makes the motion and second it, okay? And we have to have 2/3, voting. We have one less member, so if there's any not somebody voting, I just need to record the vote. Otherwise, I'll record it as unanimous. Okay, all right.
So I'm looking for the first motion.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to adopt a gross operating budget for the 2014-2015 school year in the amount of $21,332,524.
Motion made by Mr. Tringali, is there a
Second.
second? Second by Ms. Robin. Any discussion? All those in favor, so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. Second motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move to apply the following reimbursements to reduce said gross operating budget for the 2014-2015 year. Chapter 70, $10,684,594. Regional Transportation, $450,925. School Choice Charter Offset,
Negative.
negative $315,077. Above reimbursements total $10,820,442. The total net operating budget for 2014-2015 is $10,512,082.
Motion made by Ms. Robin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Greenstein. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, so by saying aye. Aye. Unanimous.
Mr. Chair, I move to assess the amount of $7,756,474 to the town of Blackstone to be applied to the operating budget for the 2014-2015 year, which includes $6,313,167 for the minimum contribution, $1,043,307 in exclusionary costs, and $400,000 in additional contributions.
If I could ask that you put a comma instead of a period, as approved at the annual town meeting on May 27th. Got that right?
Second?
Motion made by Ms. Greenstein, seconded by Ms. Robin. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, so by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
I move to assess the amount of $2,441,608 to the town of Millville to be applied to the operating budget for the 2014-2015 year, which includes $1,870,811 for the minimum contribution, $412,605 in exclusionary costs, and $158,192 in additional contributions.
Motion made by Ms. Monaco. Is there a second?
Second it.
Second by Ms. Jarrett. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, so by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Make a motion to apply the following amounts to the gross operating budget for the year 2014 to 2015. Medicaid, $60,000. Interest, $4,000. User fees, music, athletic, $65,000. Rental of classrooms, $35,000. E&D funds, $150,000 for a total of $314,000.
Motion made by Mr. Faulkner. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Greenstein. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
I move to adopt capital and interest budget in the amount of $330,196 to be assessed solely by the town of Blackstone, which includes $170,412 for the FWH Middle School, $108,706 for the BMR High School sewer connection, and $51,078 for the roof projects.
Motion made by Ms. Vanaco, seconded by Ms.
Second.
Robin. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Diane, you second that?
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt a capital and interest budget in the amount of $120,689 to be assessed solely to the town of Millville, which includes $67,394 for the FWH Middle School, $42,991 for the high school sewer connections, and $10,304 for the roof projects.
Motion made by Ms. Robin. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Greenstein. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
I think you got those motions memorized. Okay. As I said, I will certify it and get the letters out tomorrow. I do want to tell you, you never know. When it rains, it pours, but we have a sewer line connection problem. I got spoken to by Jim Sullivan yesterday afternoon. The potential for sewer backup might have disrupted town meeting. Fortunately, that didn't happen. But this morning, they got into the pump, and one of the pump's motors has burnt out, so they have to get it replaced. The pump house is part of we own that as part of the sewer connection. So I gave them permission, obviously have to do it, to bring in a company and take out the motor and replace it. Don't have a cost estimate on what it is, but it's not a few $100s. So.
How old is that? That wasn't that old.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, when they pulled the pump, something got in there and got wedged around, and it caused the relay to stay open, so the pump kept moving, attempting to move, and so, that happens. Things get.
Insurance?
I will inquire. The most important thing is that I have to get it fixed ASAP. It doesn't endanger anybody at the high school because there is another pump. There is a secondary pump, but it is something that we have to attend to right away, and I will check our insurance to see whether or not that's covered for us. Just another day.
Okay. Any other items that people want to bring up? I'm going to go around if people want to do school committee forum. Joe, public forum? No? Okay. We can do school committee forum if we like.
I'd just like to thank all the teachers in the BMR district that volunteered and helped out with the childcare last night, the Blackstone Town Meeting. I think that really was a great thing for them to go above and beyond as they always do. And thank you to all the people that turned out in Blackstone last night.
Yeah, I agree with Steve's sentiments, and I think that what I really appreciated last night is I think Bill, you had challenged for some open dialogue, and I think we had it. I think there wasn't anyone there whose perception of the situation wasn't brought out by someone else, or if not by themselves. And I think it was good dialogue. It came to a conclusion that I'm pretty happy about. Hopefully, we can continue to move this forward and do what's best for the kids of this district. So thanks to everybody who attended last night.
I agree. I agree with Steve and Brian, and thank everybody for coming from Blackstone, for voting, and Bill and Dr. Davis did a great job, and I don't think anybody could have said it better. Yes, and Mike Buckley did a good job up there too.
Sure.
Yeah. He has the experience. I don't. I'm just listening right now and taking it all in, but I learned a lot. Thank you again.
Thank you to all the people that came out. I think that the school community certainly pulled together on this. But I like to go back to our mission, which is school and community working in unity. And so we still have some work to do on that front. And I think we all need to be conscious of those taxpayers who have difficulties right now with the tax rates going up and up and up. This wasn't extras. That's the bottom line. It was not extras. These were necessary funds, and hopefully the district, the children, the teachers, all the stakeholders will show that it was worth it. So, and also one more thing, Alice in Wonderland last week, wonderful production. Thank you to all the students that participated, and certainly Mr. Angelini, who I'm sure put in countless hours that we can never quantify. And it was a very nice production. So.
Could you just explain to the people that are listening what the next steps are in terms of how many days we have to present the budget to Millville, and just the next steps so that people are clear on what that looks like moving forward?
Millville will be notified tomorrow, and Millville can act on it. Let us know what they are planning to do, and then the other option would be to have the joint town meeting. But
do they have a certain amount of days to respond, or?
By statute, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
I want to say thank you, Blackstone. Thank you, parents. Thank you, community members that helped support us, and that believe in the kids and in us, for bringing this forward in the way that we had to do this year. And I really hope that while this progresses, that Millville can, come back together and get this ready for us to be on board July 1st for our new fiscal year. Thank you.
I want to reiterate that what I've said from the beginning, this isn't a 1-month conversation. It has to be a 12-month conversation. It saddened me that the FinCom and Blackstone did not think that we worked in good faith for BMR. I thought I was clear in the response to them last night in terms of our due diligence and the hard work that we did throughout the year. But it has to be a 12-month conversation, and I agree with Ms. Robin, we are 50% of that equation, and if we need to do things differently moving forward, we will. We welcome feedback, criticism, scrutiny, but it has to be a 12-month conversation. It can't be someone coming in late in the game saying, why didn't you do this? So I'm hoping that we continue to do that process and move forward. So with that, I'm looking for anything else people want to bring up? So I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second by Ms. Robbins, second by Ms. Greenstein. All those in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Adjourned.